It's starting to sound rowdy over there. I could even hear the hollering and cheering over the video game music. A large silhouette appeared near my tent and I yanked out my earbuds. Mel, are you around? Over here, I'm in the yellow tent. He gave the tent's flap a knock, rattling the fabric. I zipped it open and poked my head out. Something up? I thought you'd better socialize and hole yourself up in your tent. That sounds like a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of this beforehand. Want to break some language barriers? If by that you mean do I want to speak to you, sure, but we'll only be speaking English. He held out a raspberry-flavoured beer bottle and swayed it before me. That is actually illegal where I come from, mister. How could you? Although by the end we'll all be incoherent anyway. Oh yes, drinking, a universal pastime. Should I join in? Yes. Party responsibly, let's party, decline for... Well, we're not declining, alright? If there's anything I've learnt in my tenure of being an Englishman, it's when you're offered free drink, you drink that shit. Even if it tastes like bleach mixed with fucking window cleaner, you drink it. You sit there proudly, and then politely decline another one. Let's party responsibly. Let's see how that goes. I'll join in. Are there any non-alcoholic drinks available? Whoa. No. No. I thought it meant, okay, I'll drink, but responsibly. Or, I'm gonna get absolutely fucking wasted. And this game's definition of party responsibly is, okay, I will go to the party, but only to consume the sugary, nice beverages you have. I laughed and accepted the offering. Relieved, I recently checked my blood sugar levels. Why not? I want to see how guys party compared to California. Well, there's no oceans or white sands here, but we know how to have a good time. I stood up and we clicked drinks. Still, I was a little nervous joining a bunch of strangers. At least I had DeAndre to hang out even if the socializing didn't go well. Spoken like a true shut-in. Well, if the socializing doesn't go too well, I guess we can go back to plan B. I'm sure it'll be fine. That was pathetic. I coughed and lowered myself down unsteadily, almost falling on my rear in the process. My hand clumsily groped against the tent's fabric, trying to find a way in. Where's the entrance? Try looking for the zip. I spent the evening attempting to socialize, but it was fruitless. The whole time I awkwardly stood at the edge of a group and wandered around unable to join in conversation. I ended up occupying my time by nursing a few beers instead, pretending to enjoy myself. Maybe I drank the last one too fast. I wasn't drunk, but I was definitely dizzy and lightheaded. That's called tipsy, in the kids' terms. Are you having trouble? Oh, DeAndre. I poured against the green tent again and broke it into a giggle. It was hard to control my emotions. I can't locate the doorknob. I see where you're going wrong. He's got something like that for you? How much did you drink? I don't know, a few more, maybe Mora. Oh dear. It was a disaster. No one talked to me. Realizing my outburst, I took a deep breath to calm myself. I'm sorry, I'm clingy and whiny when tipsy. Oh, for fuck. It's been trying to do that all day, I swear. This sodding Windows update, this is what's breaking my computer. You have no idea how long it took to get the PC running. It's ridiculous. DeAndre knelt down beside me in concern and put a hand on my shoulder. Hey, didn't mean to leave you alone earlier. Got caught up talking to a few others and... No, it's not your fault. It is your fucking fault. If I look alone... I'm your guest. You should come over to me. You're not obligated to stick with me the whole time. You fucking hell. Not the whole time, but you should have checked. I should have checked on you at least, being new here and all. You should have. I shook my head, then immediately regretted it as my balance went off kilter. Kilter? I don't know what that is. Fortunately, DeAndre's hand was still on my shoulder and he ended up supporting me. This is where I'm looking at. Whoops, I guess I should sleep. Thanks. DeAndre reached over to open the green tent but hesitated. I could be wrong, but this is your tent, right? Maybe that's why we didn't know where the doorknob was. Like, this isn't my tent. Mine is. I gestured to the left. Lucky I asked. Here, let's go on your real bed. Sleepy. DeAndre, with one arm still around me, unzipped the tent. I felt a sturdy hand on my back as I clumsily crawled forward. My knee caught on the edge, causing me to flop over. I burst into a giggle over my own antics. DeAndre held the flap to make sure I was okay. I'm drunk. I won't feel anything until next morning. Geez, you're out of it. Here, let me move that bag aside. I collapsed over the sleeping bag, my eyes already closed. A hand touched my forehead and brushed my bangs back. A little warm, but you should be fine for tomorrow. I felt the fabric being tugged beneath me until it covered me. Hope you don't kick it off, it's going to be chilly tonight. I heard the tent zip up as I snuggled under the sleeping bag, my flushed face still feeling better against the cool pillow. Bonne nuit? That's good night, for all the people who don't know what a bonne nuit is. There you are, it's what I'm here for. I sat at the table munching on a piece of We better not run into anyone. It was pretty packed as usual. I was located near the end while the livelier conversations took place in the middle. A short glass slid into my view, water rippling in it. Morning, slept well, I hope. I decided not to bring up the whole wrong tent incident. Probably for the best, yeah. I did, I don't even have a headache. Then you didn't drink that much. You hear a lot of the time very young people going, oh, well, I don't get headaches. No, it's because you can't drink enough to get a headache. Like, if a 30-year-old has 10 pints and a young person has 2 pints, it's not going to be surprising when the little one doesn't have a hangover in the morning. Like they say, it's an hour plus an hour for every pint you've drank to get it out of your system. That might be complete bollocks, though. I don't even have a headache. Instead of consuming too much, you drank too fast. I picked up the glass and took a sip. Yeah, pretty much. Thanks for the water. Merci. De rien. That means don't worry. This guy, right? Technically, I think it means de nada. It's the French equivalent, which means of nothing. Or does rien mean smile? So, he was glad to do it. Look, this is why I never did French. Someone will tell me. Think of it as a small apology for last night. So, you're gonna need more than a fucking bottle of water to apologise for that. Oh, don't worry about it. You're not my babysitter and I should have been more aware of my drinking. Thanks for escorting me back though, I appreciate it. I did what any decent person would do. Besides, you're in a new country. I think you're allowed to enjoy yourself once in a while. Damn straight we are. Party hard in New Zealand or something? Did I ever? I was glad I arrived a month before classes started, so it would have shown in my grades. Also, I finally will be working in the cave. Hooray! Hopefully, oh god, yeah. So you remember when I said that there's a switch on the guy's head, a valve for making him turn on, and that's what made him so boring? Yeah, that's a hearing aid. So, we're not allowed to make any jokes about that anymore. Those are the rules. Fun fact for you. Nice! Where are you waiting on your photograph? Were you? Yep, some squares had to have their pictures retaken for better resolution. I may or may not work in the lab longer though. Mr. Dupont will be hurrying to approve our other students' pictures too. You could always ask Sherry. I think she has some authority here too. Sherry Keller, my professor. Of course. Americans address teachers by their first name. Yeah. Is that a thing? Is that a real thing that happens? Because I could name you like all of my teachers, but I could only say their surnames. So like Mr. Bentley, Miss Moran Lawson, and that sort of thing. Like Mr. Hanson. Like, I don't know their first names. It could be William Cockchoker for all I know. I have no idea what his first or middle names were. And then I moved to Spain and everyone was just, profe. That's all it was, which just means, hey, teach. Like, that's all it is. Is it different here? Yes, obviously. That's why he pointed it out. Really different. In fact, I think some students mistook Cherie for your grandma, a professor overseeing their students in an elective unheard of. No one calls their teachers by their first names, and it's always strictly formal. If you want to talk to your professor, it's by appointment only. Jesus Christ. All right, it's not quite like that in Europe. Huh, I wonder how I'd do in an environment like that. That's one thing I missed about New Zealand. It wasn't as rigid, and I'd gotten so used to it I practically had reverse culture shock coming back. There's a lot of things I miss in New Zealand. Planning to return there one day? You bet, eventually. I started saving up recently. Travel is darn expensive. It is very expensive. He laughed at my nod of agreement. The plane tickets here alone had cleaned out my savings. Everything else was from begging my parents to fund me from this trip. Oh god, were you one of these people who begged all of your friends to sponsor you and posted it daily on Facebook? Oh, I bet people loved you, Melissa. Checking the time, I chewed the last of my toast and gulped down the water. I'll see you at the cave then. Right, what are we doing? Oh yeah, okay, so I think we're gonna have to go into culture. Still haven't spoken to those two girls. They could be anyone for all we know. Are you sure you'll be fine alone? No, I might burn. Yeah, of course I will. My parents got all concerned that they learned I no longer have a travelling partner. I was strongly advised not to go off on my own since it's my first time this far from home. Deep trust is placed in you. Although I tried to be nonchalant about it, my sulkiness still surfaced. It's probably for the best, however, I'm sure you'll make friends and be able to venture out more. So, if you'd like, I can ask some of the students, see if they're interested in hosting you on the weekends. Me, I'd hate to impose. I know you're reluctant, but it would be nice to spend some time with students outside the dig site. True, and see more of Belgium. There's nothing in Belgium. There is nothing there other than stuff that Belgian people know. It's fine. It's a shame Paige couldn't make it. Where are you staying anyway? Oh, at a colleague's. I've known him and his husband for years. Oh, Christ. I would bring you along, but it's a small house, and yeah, you might fucking catch us mid-act. She trailed off, and I nodded understandingly. I did not want to impose on her catch-up time with friends. Yeah, call it that, catch-up time. Catch-up leather on the floor? Well, kids, you didn't hear that. Will the museum be completely locked up once Augustine leaves? Everything's safe for the back entrance so you can access it. You can lock from the inside at night. I imagine you'll be sleeping on the second floor? Yes, Augustine already set up an air mattress for me and I've moved some of my belongings. I think we've gone over everything then. There's leftovers in the fridge and the Wi-Fi will remain on. I heard the laboratory door opening and closing and Augustine flashed me a warm smile. All of the other students had left for home for the weekend and it was just us three. Soon to be one now that they were ready to depart. Melissa, I assume Sherry has gone over everything? Yes. Wonderful, although this is the first time in many years someone had remained here alone. There was an ominous yet playful smirk, and I could not help but be wary. Oh god, is someone gonna come in? It's gonna be the shy kid, isn't it? Because he's not gonna know what to say. And then we're both gonna be awkward as we see each other, because we think that there's, like, both an intruder somewhere. Why? They are scared of the wrath of the Neanderthal whose bones we found. None of this is true. I think I'll survive those 48 hours, Augustine. What a brave girl. I hear you get very eerie at night. Can you stop? We exchanged goodbyes and I heard the clicking of the front door being locked. When it got very quiet, I pushed the thoughts of ghosts out of my head. The music is too happy for ghosts, it's fine. I have a whole museum to myself. I bet not many people can say that, other than security guards at night. Huh? The lights are on. Is someone here? What's all this? There were multiple wooden trays laid out on the center table. Each contained various rock samples along with paper slips labeled under each one. It's gonna be the nerd kid. I approached and peered at the trays. Calcaire de schiste gris. So that's grey. Grès, I think, right? Yeah, because green starts with a V. I don't know what the other stuff means. Something of something grey is what it means. Because I'm trying to think of all the colours and I'm pretty sure grès is just grey. Were they studying something? Or that's right, my French is so advanced. I know, colours! Were they studying something or would this be a part of another upcoming lecture? Pick up the rock to examine, get permission for handling. Get permission? Don't just fucking pick the fucker up. I should ask first before start picking up museum property. Nestled against the wall was a small table. Usually it was bare, but now there was a laptop and someone seated in front of it. Excusez-moi. Oh, it's you. Oui, comment puis-je... What's that? Comment puis-je être? That's not how that's pronounced at all. But whatever. I don't know. Did you say something, I think? Is probably what that said. Jet and comment. And there's a T in there as well with an apostrophe. So that's probably did you say something? Je ne parle pas français. That means I don't speak much French. I know that bit. Guess how? Cherie's student, I presume. Hey, fuck you. He approached me casually and stood beside the table. Right, I think I have an inkling who this is. If there are people who don't know who this is, cast your mind back to another Winter Wolves game. Come on, you can do it. I think I know who it is. Yes, I'm Melissa Flores, studying under Cherie. Pleased to meet you. He offered his left hand, accepted it with a firm shake. Oh, it's not. Oh, I thought this was Steve. Someone lied to me is what they did. They just thought he looked like someone. Steve from Fairbrook. Fuck it, I'm very tempted to just call him Steve. The tattoos are probably a bit of a giveaway. Whatever. Hendrick Lukenhuis, at your service. Oh, that surname is lovely and doesn't sound like sewage water at all. Hendrick, the geologist, Augustine's nephew. That's me. I was supposed to be here earlier, but was caught in a landslide. Germany. Oh, you're just saying that rather casually. Sorry. Just a landslide. Nearly died. Thought I'd catch up on a few things before Monday. He jutted his chin towards the samples. Were you going to ask about those? Yes, I didn't want to poke around with permission, can I? Feel free to look around if you'd like. Merci. I picked a rock up, the one labelled calcaire. This material was everywhere in the cave, limestone. I placed it down and examined one beside it, labelled shale. So, by the way, just a quick thing, I imagine that for every episode there will be someone in the comments who translates it from French into English for your viewing pleasure. So, if you're ever unsure what something means, scroll down, someone's more than likely said it. Where did this collection come from? From one of the cabinets? It's mine, actually. Many of the rocks are ones I've dug up or personally found. I thought it'd be nice to have some examples to show the students here. Oh, thank you. Especially if they can't tell the difference between chert and shale yet. What is the difference? He eagerly motioned me over to the tray, picked up a dark rock and offered it to me. It felt grainy in my hand. First off, shale is composed of silt and clay, and it's a very soft rock. You've probably seen shale at road cuts or by riverbanks. And this is chert. You can already note the waxy luster, and it's much harder than shale. I held the sample in my other hand. It also felt smoother than shale, almost like glass. This is what you need to keep an eye out for. A lot of the stone tools were crafted out of the chert. Chert. Oh no, both sound weird. Fortunately, they tend to stand out like new when you uncover them. I can tell you've given this lecture many times. I'm guessing most students here have never worked with rocks before. Yep, many are into art, computers, or music. I've returned the rocks to their rightful spot. What are you doing in Germany? Pretty much what I do here. Supervise excavators, examine and compile soil samples, figure out the stratigraphy. Oh, your job sounds fun. I essentially chalk out a map of the cave to study the sediments and its history. Oh, you should have just said that first. That sounds more difficult. You'd think sedimentary formations would be more straightforward, older on the bottom, more recent on the top. You think, but geology is never that nice and easy. I'm shaking my head. That was rubbish. How best to describe this? Do you like cake? Do I like cake? Who doesn't like cake? Take that back. Of course I like cake. Of course I like... This room has to be hell and they're closing in it forever.